It's Guitar Tips with Earlshreds. We're doing it big, H-Town style, you know. We're doing #1 super cream drop, subscriber drop, inbound guitar drop, super subscriber, follower, super event, influencer, deadass on God, guitar pedal tips.
Oh yeah.
So guys, I've really been wanting to get serious into the guitar content, so I'm gonna start by doing guitar pedals. It's gonna be a little series that I got going on. I thought about doing an entire one video on guitar pedals, but then I thought I'm lazy and it's cooler to make separate videos. So we're gonna do this as a guitar pedal series for newbies, and today's guitar pedal is the illustrious, ever loved, ever hated, ever discussed, always bought, always sold, Reverb super listed. Some of them are $40, some of them are $3,000, some of them probably even go for $50,000. It is the Distortion and Overdrive, the guitar player super tool every guitar player needs, the Overdrive. Woo! Guitar pedals. Guitar pedals. We know them. We love them. We hate them. They're real. Some of us like the analog ones. Some of us like the digital ones. Some of us like ones that smell bad. Some of us have money and like ones that are $8 million. Some of us like new ones. Some of us like old ones. But every guitar player except me, no, every guitar player, the days I think of guitar players not using any pedals may be over with. And I'm talking about even if it's just a boost pedal or a wah pedal. So we know them, we love them, but if you just started off with the guitar, you may be wondering, where do I start? Especially nowadays. It seemed like when I was a kid back in the day, it was a lot easier to pick them. You got your name brand distortion, you got your name brand effects, you got your name brand reverbs. Now, there's a million boutique companies all over the entire universe, from Uranus to my anus, making guitar pedals. Let's enter the Shred Vault and get Mr. Shred's overdrive pedals. I'm tearing my pedal board up for this, just FYI. #1 tip, keep your pedal board very safe in a very good location. This is what you're gonna need to know, okay? Obviously, I keep mine in a very safe location. All right, first demonstration we're using. Before we start the digital stuff, we gotta take it back to the classic OG analog. Let me show you guys some of the awesome overdrive and distortion. I'm gonna lump distortion in this as well, but here are some of the analog distortion and overdrive pedals that I have, and I'll tell you why I like them, what I use them for, and maybe how you should think about overdrive and distortion pedals. First one up, obviously, the OG, used by Stevie Ray Vaughan all the way to every metalcore band, 2000s, 1990s, and up. Slap this bad boy in front of a 6505 with a noise compressor or noise eliminator, whatever, and you've got the metal tone. It is the legendary Tube Screamer, baby. Let's go. Yes, sir. Obviously, you need your Tube Screamer to look filthy. Mine has been with me for a long time. This is probably one of my oldest pedals I have. I maybe got it when I was 18. I love it very much. It does not sound the greatest. I did not pay a lot for it when I got it. Actually, and here are the settings I used on the first single I'm about to release called I'm Out. This was on the, I used it off on the rhythm tones, but this was, I believe, just the guitar solo in front of a Marshall half stack. Not bad. I do find that the tube screamers definitely suck. A lot of people say they are tone sucks. I don't think their tone sucks. You just have to know how to set them. They do have a tendency to take a lot of the high end and make it muddy if you leave it even in the middle. I believe that's like super low end. This middle knob right here, that's super low end. Even if you put it in the middle right there, you, I believe, are still gonna have really muddy tone. So I usually crank this tone knob up, especially I like a lot of high end. I play a Telecaster. Sometimes you may even, depending on the amp or the music, you may turn it all the way up. The level, a good place to start with the tube screamer, I believe, is in the half. And this, I believe, this is the overdrive button. I think a good place to start here is just set it to 0 and then turn it all the way up. See how that sounds? Do that and find somewhere you like. But this is the OG. It's a great pedal, great boost pedal that you can use in solos for rock, blues, metal. A great pedal you can turn on and leave on, especially in heavy metal, metalcore. It makes tube amps, like heavy metal tube amps like my 6505. It just gives it that little extra bite. Classic tone, classic one, classic pedal. Next up, we have a newer addition to the shred arsenal, something a little bit different. Not different, but different to me. I think I got this pedal maybe last year or 2 years ago. It is the Boss Super Overdrive SD1. Here are the settings I had last when I used it. Cannot remember what it was. But the controls, obviously, as you can see, are very similar to the tube screamer. And it's, instead, it looks like, yeah, the drive and the level are switched, but they're the same. This pedal, I think a lot of people would say that it is not as much of a tone suck, but it definitely does something different. As with, I find all of the Boss overdrive pedals, they do something, I believe, a lot different than the tube screamer. The Boss, whereas I find the tube screamer is great on top of amp distortion, a lot of it. I find that these Boss pedals, especially this one, really sound good to me on clean tube amps, where maybe you're just at breakup. Add this on it, great rock and roll tone. So these Boss pedals in this Super Drive, it's almost like a preamp, and you go into the front of the amp like it's the power amp, or you can even bypass it and go to the power amp. But these Boss, they're great always on rock distortion pedals. I think there's the D1, I believe this is the SD-1. I think the orange D1, everyone knows that. That's, I believe, what's Kurt Cobain used on a bunch of recordings and definitely live, is the orange one. This one's got a little bit more bite and it's not as fuzzy. This is more like Marshall, bitey, mid-range, overdrive. It's almost distortion, really, especially turned all the way up. Good place with this one. The tone is more forgiving on this one, so a good place, I think, with this pedal is all of them on half, and then just turn the knobs until you like what you hear. And then the third one that I've got, the third pedal I've got is a little bit different. This is an actual distortion pedal, not an overdrive. These two overdrives meant to add flavor, add a little more. You can do that. I'm not saying that it's fact. In the guitar encyclopedia or whatever, the nerds, these are adding more, adding things. Whereas this distortion pedal that I have, the MXR 78, is meant as always on amp distortion.
top of his head.
So think into power amp. This is your preamp. This is your amp. Now, I don't use them that way, and I've used them both ways actually, and you don't have to use them any particular way. But these are full and modulate almost an entire amp. It is not as good as a Marshall amp, which this is kind of like what this is supposed to replicate, is a Marshall amp, I believe, a 78. So you've got here output, tone, distortion. So noob language, output, volume, high, low, distortion. All right. So basically same idea as the overdrive pedal. It's just this one's probably going to be always on in your song. And then this one's got a little special crunch button. It lights up blue, baby. Yes, sir. Hit the crunch button when you want to shred, which is always. If you're a new guitar player, start off this right. You're always wanting to shred. So these are mine distortion pedals. We love distortion. Distortion is the only thing you need. If you don't need anything else, it's these in the amp. New guitar players, people wanting to record, unless you're doing experimental music or you're playing in a church, rock music, country music, metal music, these and an amp. That is the baseline that will set you in a good path to get you rocking and mother freaking rolling. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much. If you watched the entire video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to everything else, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. I love you so much. I'm going to make more of these videos. Maybe making more YouTube content, more guitar content. So you guys, please be on the lookout. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. I love you. Earlshreds.com. Check out the merch. Check out the Patreon.